Now, the Director of Studies Institute of Student Affairs Management, Akinkumi Van Thomas, and security policy expert joined me on the news, Anthony Akia. Thank you so much for joining me, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Pleasure to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you join us, Akinkumi. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Hopefully we can have Anthony join us very shortly. But in the meantime, Akinkumi, what evidence has the regime gathered to support the charges of high treason and, of course, undermining national security against the ousted president and his alleged accomplices?
Well, what we have to say as to what is gathered now is not as reasonable as what we can compare as what is true and what is a lie. You know, it's easy to talk about these evidences in assumption. But if it's something that's brought to the open, that this is what we have as against to have taken the action we've taken, it's now for us to have a comparison. But nothing to show, and it's just a military action as against what is democratic.
Okay.
That's what I have to say about it. So,
all right. And how would you say that the coup leaders intend to proceed with the charges against the deposed president, both domestically and internationally?
Well, for me to be able to answer you means I'm part of that plot, which I'm not. But if you're asking me...
Touché, you have a valid point. But, I mean, in your opinion, how do you see it playing out?
Yeah. Now, you see, there is a major set of persons that is missing in this place. And I've seen it over the years in military or security approaches. We forget the civilians. The communication to these civilians is very important on how to carry about this. Now, let me play it two ways so that it's not rare that I know about one thing or the other. Now, one of the military, colleagues of mine, because I'm from the cadre we call ex-boy in Nigeria. I finished from Nigeria Military School area. Now, from one of my boys we laid out an understanding. Do you know, if you send a set of military persons to comb an exact place, those military persons are incapacitated if the civilians in that scope are in connection with the, what they call them now, the terrorists. What they do immediately when the military comes in is they make everything look like nothing is happening. And these same civilians you are working for, so to say, if they're on the side of the military, will be giving information to the terrorists and those that are doing whatever they are doing. So it makes the military to be working against themselves. But if the military is able to buy to the side of these civilians, you can have a platform to act from. But with the way everybody is working right now, we're working with a blind side. It depends on who is winning the civilians, who is telling the civilians, we are doing this for your sake, that has one action or the other in good place. I'm talking about the security drama playing. Civilians are very active on what is next or what should not hold. If they are gullible to this side, the military side. If they are gullible to the military side, it works for the military. If they are gullible to the insurgents, then it works for them. These are the people everybody is ignoring, and we're just playing warfare before them. That's what I have to say.
Okay. Another thing is, how justifiable is it that the coup leaders refused to meet with the ECOWAS delegation, which was led by Abdulsalami Abubakar, and did the perceived lack of prior consultation play any role in that decision?
Like you and I on TV now, whatever we're discussing, everybody can have the evidence of that. You know, we do things like people are not educated. If you plan to meet, you set an open place of delegation and a meeting point, and everybody, pari passu, we're able to see this is what is up and this is what is being said. Because we like it or not, these recent occurrences, they are in the open. So why not bring it to the open make it very obvious this is what you hope to do, and call them to a meeting point which makes it obvious. If they show up or they don't show up, then there is a failure.
All right. I would also like to ask for more clarification on the nature of the terrorism-related conflict in the Tilaberi tri-border area, and does this impact the overall security landscape in that region? That's the region where Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger converge.
When you're calling a set of persons terrorists, it depends on who is defining it. These people are just seeing themselves protecting their land. They don't see themselves as terrorists. So the people you might want to defend and saying that they are under the scope of the terrorists and we need to help them, if you get what I'm saying, I'm teaching you about, I'm giving you the technical theater of warfare. What I'm talking to you now, what I'm talking to you about now is the technical, how warfare plays. Who is calling them terrorists? If it is not just the government, if the civilians you want to help note them as terrorists, then you have something to play. But if these people feel these people are working for us and they are helping us to regain our land away from corrupt leaders, then what are you up against? I don't know if you get the drama of what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do. Okay. Now, with all of this all said and done, what exactly could be the potential outcome of this situation? I mean, in terms of the regional security dynamics.
Wow. Wow. Let me play two statements into your ear. Number one, for those that are deep into warfare, war brings money. War is business. Number two, if it is said we need peace in this place and you confront them with authority you know they are not submitting to, you've already instigated that you are against them. Number three, it depends on who you know that is pushing these people to take, who is their support, who is their external support. These three things come to play while ordinary civilians are just, what do we call them now? In layman's terms, we call them scapegoats. Business is going on. Government exchange is going on. The civilians are just a play in between all. So what everybody is saying, which way do we go? The way the ECOWAS have approached it, they've approached it in a way giving instruction to a set of persons that have no submission to you at all. I don't see negotiation in place. You are giving instruction to people that have turned out to bring about terror. You don't give instructions to them. You call for a table. And that table that you are saying they are not attending to and you want to take action, you need to play it in a very plain way that we, the civilians, and you in the government, and even the military, will be playing fair. Let's be careful how these things play out, because the scape in all of it are the civilians. Who is purporting that some people are not coming for negotiation? Who is purporting that we are defending the land against corrupt leadership? Whoever is doing what, we cannot play it out, but there are plain ways to demonstrate this warfare for us to understand it very plainly. But some of us are saying in the secret, this is just business for a lot of people, rather than either helping a set of civilians against corrupt leaders or a certain set of nations wanting to take up another country.
Right.
Telling them we'll sell you guns, we give you this. Yeah.
Right. Okay, thank you so much. I mean, we really do appreciate your time and the thorough analysis of this subject matter. Director of Studies, Institute for Student Affairs Management, Akinkumi Van Thomas. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.